Hey everybody, welcome back to another action figure review, G.I.Joe Classified Edition, and today we're going to be taking a look at Dreadnok Buzzer. Buzzer is one of the three original Dreadnoks that were released together in 1985, 84, 85, somewhere around there. He was partners along with Ripper and Torch. They came out after Zartan. He was the original, of course, and the leader. Buzzer, real name Richard Blinken Smythe, is a sociology don from Cambridge University, surprisingly. In the cartoon, he's portrayed as being just as much of an idiot as the other two. I don't know if that was just a ruse or if he just was an idiot in the cartoon. But he is a Cambridge professor, so he has some intelligence, or at least he did. He might have drank all that out of him. Although in the cartoon, his drink of choice is grape soda rather than beer, so take that as you will. He, as you can see from the box, is the wielder of a chainsaw, diamond tooth chainsaw that can apparently cut through anything. Torch, of course, uses a flamethrower, as his name suggests, and Ripper comes with the jaws of life. Buzzer, being one of the most recognizable of the Dreadnoks due to his blonde hair, generally thought of, I think, as the leader of the trio. And in the comics, the Larry Hama comics specifically, he's the one that kind of runs things when Zartan and Zorana aren't around. Or Xandar. Even though Xandar is rarely around anyway. But Buzzer's kind of like the de facto leader of the three, I believe. That's what it seems like from reading the Hama comic. In the cartoon, there's not really a de facto leader. They're just basically the Three Stooges in Dreadnok form. So, let's take a look at the box here. You can see on the figure photo, he looks like he's in a garage of some sort. He's got a drum set there, guitar, an homage to their Cold Slither background. You can also see the grape soda sitting around. No chocolate-covered donuts, so I don't see. And, of course, you see the motorcycle and the gas pump out back through the window. I really hope they do release motorcycles for the Dreadnoks eventually. A 3-pack of Dreadnok motorcycles would be cool. Like each one of each color and different designs. You can see the ribbon here, all the things he comes with. There's an artwork there. A larger shot of the artwork. This is number 106 in the line. Classified at the top, legalese on the bottom. QR code. File card info. More file card info. The same, really, but just blown up. More legalese, and then there's the figure and everything it comes with. There's a close-up of the tattoo on his arm, a close-up of the belt buckle, and he's 6.2 inches. So let's take a look at Buzzer. You can see here Buzzer with the blonde hair. He's got his mouth kind of open a bit. You can see teeth on his bottom. He looks like he's got a bit of an underbite there. And kind of like Beavis from Beavis and Butthead. That's what he reminds me of. Actually, I can't remember if Beavis had an underbite or an overbite. It's been a while since I watched that cartoon. He's got a badge on his chest. He probably took him from a sheriff. He's also got some dog tags a la Major Blood. So he's been in some skirmishes. He's got a couple of grenades attached to his sculpted-in strap right there. A frag grenade and either a smoke or a flashbang on the top. He's got an interesting looking cod piece there. I don't think it pops out into a secret gun like Sex Machine from Dusk Till Dawn. Skull and crossbones, belt buckles, got some studs along the side, around the back, all painted, which is nice. And green strap right there. His only overlays are the... Oh, actually, this is an overlay. Okay, so his thing on his wrist is an overlay. It's just like a strap. But it is loose, so it'll pop off of there. The watch on this side, however, is glued down. It's not part of the sculpt, but it is not movable. At least not on mine. This probably wasn't supposed to be movable either. Maybe mine just broke free of the glue. I don't know. He also has overlays on his thighs on either side for his knife and his pistol. He's wearing blue jeans. He's got these kind of brown belts with painted silver buckles on the side. These are reuse from Destro. And I know that because people complained about their look. I've seen some people turn them around like that and just turn the foot back around like that and use them like this so that they don't like this part apparently. So they think this looks better. So you can do that if you want. I'm not that fussed, to be honest. Pretty nondescript from the back. No real detail or anything. He does have kind of a loose ab crunch, but it's not quite as bad as Firefly. You can hear the ratcheting though. So it would be nice if that was a little tighter. Going over articulation. No surprise here. He has just the dumbbell at the top of the neck. No hinge. He can look down about that far. He can look he can look up about that high. Can't look up any further because of the ponytail. Let's see if you get that out of the way a bit. Yeah, he can't look up that much further anyway. He can do the Exorcist. He's got a lot of tilt there. His arm goes all the way around. He does have a butterfly joint. He can get about 90, just over 90, maybe 91 on the T-pose. He's got a bicep cut, double jointed pinless arms, and yeah, he does have painted on arm hair there, as you can see. He has a vertical hinge on his right hand and on his left hand. He's got the male ab crunch, typical, like they've already demonstrated. He can bend over. He can bend forward quite a bit, so that's pretty nice. And he can bend back an unhealthy amount. Also, there's a tattoo on his arm. It's kind of cool. A cobra wrapped around. Well, not quite wrapped around, but encircling him. That actually looks like a sword. It's a little too big to be a dagger. Cobras are quite huge. They are the largest venomous snake species. So, that must be a sword rather than a dagger. And, of course, I pointed out the watch. The watch is nicely painted, though. It's got the brown strap, and then the watch itself has the gold around the edge. And then the hands are also painted, but no numbers, unfortunately. They didn't go that far. That would have been above and beyond, really. He's got the drop-down hips, and he can do the Van Damme. He can kick out about that high. He can kick back about that far. He does have a thigh cut on both sides. Yeah. He's got the double-jointed but pinned legs. I don't know which person he's reusing the legs from. I know Destro is the boots, but I'm not sure what the legs came from. But whoever it is, he had pins, so Buzzer has pins. He's got the boot swivel. His foot can hinge back all the way like a ballerina and hinge forward like that. He's got rocker side to side and peg holes on the bottom. Now, for accessories, this is another bone of contention amongst fans because he doesn't come with a backpack. The original one came with a gas can type backpack, so he had fuel for his chainsaw. But Lenny said when he was debuting the guy that he didn't have backpacks because everything's electronic now. And his chainsaw is now electric rather than gas powered. But I have seen people make a backpack for him using 3D printers, so you can probably find it on Etsy or eBay or something like that if you want a backpack badly enough. I will say that without the backpack, he cannot carry all his gear, which is a pain. I hate it when they can't carry all their stuff. So even if you didn't give him the fuel tank, even if you're saying this is completely electric now, you could at least give him a backpack to hold his chain sickle blade or whatever, and his baseball bat saw blade type thing. They don't have specific names, they're just made up stuff. So here's his chainsaw. It's black with a nice silver blade there, and the teeth are actually painted a little darker, like a gray rather, and the silver is all in the middle. So that's kind of cool. Gives a contrast to the different color there on the blade itself. The chainsaw is not the chain doesn't move. You can't like move it around or anything like that. That would have been kind of cool if you could, like if it just ran around in a circle inside. You could move it with your hands back and forth, but it doesn't do that, alas. It does have some nice detail on there, but it's all painted in one color, so nothing really pops unless you get it close. It is kind of a pain to get him to hold it, I will say. That's one of the drawbacks. That's another thing that some people didn't like. They wanted a more traditional, well, traditional. This is more of a traditional chainsaw than the figure originally came with. But people wanted that one. They wanted the one that looked like a gun, like a chainsaw type gun, rather than an actual chainsaw. And I've seen people make those as well using 3D printers, so you can probably grab one of those if you want. Now, mentioning his other weapons, he comes with this sickle on a chain. It's got a black handle here, and everything else is painted silver or chrome. It looks pretty nice. This would be even cooler if the chain were real, and it could actually swing and, hang loose or whatever. If it did come like that, then you could have given him a loop on his belt to stick the handle in, and then the chain, the rest of it would just kind of hang down the back. That would have worked. And I dropped it on the floor. But a backpack would have been good too. Okay. It's hard to get him to stand sometimes because of the weight of the chainsaw. I'll just have him stick all the way back and then lean up against the backdrop there. But yeah, the original figure came with this, so this is a cool throwback to the 80s. And his other melee weapon is... Actually, he had the dagger too, so... But he has this baseball bat, which mine was a little bent out of the package. I gotta apply some heat to it and get it to straighten out a bit. And he's got a saw blade attached to each side. So I'm pretty sure this is not MLB standard, I don't think they'd allow him into the pros like this with this bat. It does have tape wrapped around the handle, the same color as the blades, and it's got this metal stuff, like a framework basically around the bat to hold the blades in place, and a spike at the top in case he just wants to poke you with it instead of slashing you across the face with it. So this did not come with the original figure, so it's a neat inclusion. He comes with this pistol, which is pretty small for him anyway. This is a smaller gun. It's got some tape wrapped around the handle. It gets hot in Australia, so I guess he wants to keep it from sliding out of his hands, although he's not really a jungle fighter, so he doesn't have the same issues as Recondo and Outback. And he's got a holster on his left hip, so I'm guessing he favors his left hand when he's shooting, or else it would be on the right hip. He also has this dagger, and they've been doing this more lately, painting the blade. They still miss the mark sometimes, but it's always nice when they do paint them. And it's got a nice silver blade here, black handle, just a all-around standard purpose dagger. That slides into his holster, the sheath rather. And the sheath they gave him, I think, came with a character that had a longer dagger, because you can see it's still got quite a few millimeters to go before it hits the bottom. So there's some extra space inside that sheath. It's not really made for that dagger. And lastly, one of his most reviled accessories is his glasses. And I say reviled, they look kind of cool. You know, they're all silver with painted black lenses. So they look cool, but getting them to stay on his head and not fall off, oh my god, it's such an annoyance. Now, the Sergeant Slaughter figure that came out had glasses too, but they fit so beautifully. But his glasses are so annoying. Most people I've seen have been using like a little tiny piece of blue tack put right on the middle there, or even on the back of the lenses themselves, just to hold it in place on his head. But I really hate these glasses. Ripper doesn't have the problem with the glasses like Buzzer and Torch, or Buzzer does. And Torch, thankfully, Torch comes with glasses that are sculpted. Do I really need to see his head so much? No. I don't need to see Buzzer's head, or Buzzer's eyes. The glasses being sculpted in would have been perfect for Buzzer. Ripper, I can understand them giving him removable glasses because one of his eyes is a little different. So you'll see that on Friday when I do the Ripper review. So I did manage to get the glasses to stay. I don't know how long that'll last, but hopefully I can finish up here before they fall off again. And there we have Buzzer. And the glasses still look crooked and terrible. I'm not going to display them with the glasses. They're that bad. Or I'll get, even with blue tack, I can't imagine they'll still not sit right, I don't think. So I'm either going to get a new pair off of Etsy or somewhere, or I'm just going to put them back in the package, never to see the light of day again. If they do a Buzzer retro wave Buzzer, and he has the chainsaw gun instead of the actual chainsaw, and he has sculpted on glasses instead of this removable crap, I'll probably get that to replace this one. Or, you know, if Mezco does a Buzzer, that'd probably be fantastic. I would love to see that. I don't know how deep Mezco is going to go. The rate they're releasing figures, the nostalgia for G.I.Joe is going to be gone, because all of us 80s kids are going to be dead before they get out of like the main characters. I haven't even done Cobra Commander or Snake. I've done Snake Eyes. They haven't done Cobra Commander or Scarlet or Baroness yet, so they got a ways to go before they get to characters like Buzzer. Once they do Zartan, I'll be ready for them to start doing the Dreadnoks. They haven't done Zartan yet either, but I imagine he would look fantastic in the Mezco guys. If Mezco does do a Zartan, I hope they include his chameleon swamp skier. That would be cool. So there you have Buzzer. Like I said, Ripper is on Friday, so stay tuned for that. I still have a poll up on my community tab to vote for what I'm going to review next week, so go to that and pick your choice. Comment down below, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.